Today I want to talk to you about how to achieve a luxurious look on any budget. On this channel, I like to talk a lot about fountain pens and journal supplies, planning, and luxury handbags. However, I'm also a professional thrifter, or shall I say a professional bargain hunter. So I'm always looking for value in products anywhere. My day job is actually thrifting pre-owned clothing and reselling it on the internet. I've been doing this for about 6 years, and it's really taught me how to have an eye for quality. I also have a weak spot for luxury items. It's constantly this tug of war in my conscience between spending money on things that I know are expensive, in part due to a label on it or a brand, and then really just looking for quality pieces that are going to hold up over time and also have a certain vibe that feels true to my own style. Today I'm going to share with you 3 bundles of items that I put together at 3 very different price points. My luxury bundle costing more than 25 times what my budget bundle cost. Arguably my favorite bundle of the day is my middle of the road bundle, where you're going to see some very high value, high quality items at a much more affordable price point than you will see in the luxury space. The main point that I want to make with this video is that you can have beautiful quality items at a variety of price points. You also want these items that you're using to be practical, to be functional, to also hold up over time and add value to your life and bring you joy. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I love my Mont Blanc fountain pens, and you also know that I love my Hongdian pens from Amazon that cost under $20. So it's important for me to share not only luxe items, but also high value items that you can get for less. I will also be sharing some tips throughout this video about how to get actual luxury items and kind of sprinkle them into your planner, journal, handbag collection without breaking the bank. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any uploads. You don't have to spend thousands to look like $1 million. In each of my bundles today, I will be sharing with you a larger tote bag, a smaller bag or pouch that can fit inside the tote bag, a journal or a journal cover or notebook cover, and I'm also going to be sharing at least 2 pens for every price point. Also, I thought it would be fun to carry a color theme throughout today's video. So I selected black and red for today. So all of the bundles you're going to see are going to have those colors. Also, in today's video, there are obviously so many options. I'm only going to be sharing with you options that I have here in my home that I have purchased throughout the years. The luxe bundle is worth over $5,000, or that's what I paid for all of the items in the bundles. That one took me the longest time to collect. The mid-range bundle is about a $1,000 value. One of the items in the mid-range bundle was gifted to me, and I'm going to talk a little bit about today's sponsor when we get to that bundle in particular. And then the budget bundle is valued at under $200. $5,000 is 25 times more than my budget bundle, and then that $1,000 bundle right in the middle. Each bundle has 5 items in it, and then I will show you a couple extras that could go in those categories. All right, enough talking. I'm so excited to get started. Coming in at around $5,000, I present my luxury bundle to you. This is a Louis Vuitton on-the-go bag that I purchased probably 3 years ago. I think 2 or 3 years ago. I love this bag so much, but I have to say that I baby it with every ounce of my being because it was quite an investment. If I were to do this all over again today, I would have bought one size down because I feel like one smaller size would have been just a little bit more practical for me to use on a day-to-day basis. This is a gorgeous bag. One of my biggest issues with it is it doesn't have feet, so I'm always worried that I'm going to just scuff up the bottom. It is so beautiful. I initially bought this on-the-go bag in a canvas style. It was less expensive, but I got it home and I didn't open it. It sat in the back box. It was a Christmas gift. There was something about it I didn't love, so I decided to return it to get this one so you can see the LV, but it's not as in your face. Now, even more so than when I got this, quiet luxury is really popular. Big labels on brands is not as in, so I'm happy that I decided to go with a more subtle approach to this bag, and I love black, and the leather is just going to hold up better over time. I love that this does have some separate straps So I can wear it over on my shoulder very comfortably, or I can carry it by the top handles, and it fits so much inside. I do have a bag liner in here in brown, but you can see like the gold interior of this. This is just a very beautiful bag. I don't know that I will ever spend this much money on a bag again, so I plan on taking very good care of this through the years. This bag is even, I think, about $400 or $500 more today, the end of 2024, than when I bought it in, I think, 2021. So this is a big part of my budget. To go in here is a piece that I got 5 years ago. That is this Gucci crossbody bag. This I purchased in Tuscany at the outlets outside of Florence. When my son was studying there. When I went there, I wanted something red that was also kind of neutral, that I could just wear with a lot of things. I think that red can be a neutral at times. This just really fit the bill. You can see the little GGs on here. I want to say this was like maybe $300 or $400 at the time. I really can't remember exactly what the price was on this, but I like these bags that I can wear and be hands-free. This type of bag gets a lot more use by me than a bag like this. I don't like to travel with this bag because I'm worried I'm gonna lose it, but if we're just going to Boston or Maine or Vermont or New York, those are the kind of places, if I'm driving and I can keep it safe in my car and in my hotel room, I just think about this bag too much. So it just kind of, I don't know, it takes away some of the appeal because it is such an investment piece. This I use all the time, and I use this without worry. This has been a great purchase, something I'll have forever. Again, it's not like in your face Gucci. It does have the little GGs, but I'm kind of into the leather on leather with the print in there as opposed to the canvas and the big logos. And you'll see that throughout this whole luxe collection. So next up, the journal or the notebook cover that is part of my luxe line is this Emily A5 Slim notebook cover from Louis Vuitton. This is my most recent luxury purchase from Louis Vuitton. This is the kind of thing that you could kind of sneak in even with like a mid-range collection and still have something by one of the big fashion houses like Louis Vuitton, but not be spending thousands of dollars. This is a really durable leather cover. I just switched my camera a little bit because the light was like getting in the way over here. Now you can see all my messy shipping supplies right there. In here, I have the Travelers Company notebook, which is a spiral bound, and this has just been great. I wasn't really sure what I was going to use this for. You can also fit travelers notebooks in here, A5 Slim notebooks. I'm gonna do a video where I can share all of the inserts that work really well in here. This to me was a great investment because I have used this every single day. This travels around with me and I'm just constantly jotting notes in here. It's not aesthetic, it's messy, but I love this setup. There's no hardware on here, which I think actually, as expensive as this was, keeps the price down because you're not paying for any hardware. One of the other things I love about this is that it has the canvas monogram, but it's on the inside. And this is just a little bookmark I made around Halloween, and I've kept that in here. And this also, it's made out of a different leather, but it also really complements the bag that I have nicely as a little bit of a set, even though I purchased them years apart and this leather is a little bit different. Well, I would say that the quality of all three of these pieces is top notch. You're paying for it. I feel like for me, it was more worthwhile to pay a little bit more money, invest in leather pieces, and then have them long term. For my luxe pens, it might not be too much of a stretch to know that I included a Montblanc 149 in this collection. This is one of my favorite pens. I purchased this pre-owned, and that's how it got into this budget. Otherwise, this would have been over $5,000, but I was able to purchase this pre-owned. It's a vintage Montblanc 149 from the late 1990s, I believe. And I got it for about 50% off what you would pay in a Montblanc boutique. That is one of my first tips on how to get luxury for less, is to buy pre-owned, buy pre-loved. You can find luxury items on websites like The RealReal or Fashion File. eBay is another resource for pre-owned items, and there's a whole network of how you can get pre-owned pens in the fountain pen community community, like Virtual Pen Show on Instagram. Reddit, I know, has strands for sales and trades and stuff like that. If you go pre-loved, there's a chance that you can save a lot of money. This is the only item in this lineup that I purchased pre-owned, but that also helped my price point within even the $5,000 budget. I don't have many red pens, so I was very excited to share this pen with you in this luxe category. But this is the Pelikan M600 Souverain in white and red. This is such a beautiful, luxurious pen. It's not their flagship pen. Their flagship pen for Pelikan is the M1000. I wanted to feature this because it was one of my very few red pens. So here it is. It's so beautiful, so very luxurious. Both of these look so nice. So if you're looking at it as a whole vibe, you get the red bag with the red pen, the black leather journal cover, the black bag, or of course your Mont Blanc 149. It's a really beautiful look all together. I also want to mention that I was able to get this pen 50% off just by watching some of the sale prices at the pen shops that many of us shop at. So I happened to get this one at Atlas. I was not able to use my affiliate credit with this because it was a 50% off last chance item. So this I had to pay out of pocket for, but it was worth it because I really wanted this red one. And I think it's beautiful for the holidays, Valentine's Day, Christmas. It's just a gorgeous pen and I love the look of it with my little crossbody Gucci. Obviously, there are a lot of pens that could fit in that luxurious category. Mont Blanc, I think, is one that comes to mind for a lot of people. Scribo pens are usually north of $500. Pelikan in the M1000 is definitely luxurious. Any of the Maquier or Urushi pens, there's no lacking for where you can spend excessive amounts of money on leather, luxurious handbags, or fountain pens. So this is my luxe look. We are going to switch gears now and talk about my mid-range look that you can get for under $1,000. While I love my luxe look, it is completely unnecessary, and I believe that especially with the mid-range price point that I can achieve this beautiful, classy look for thousands less. Next up is my newest bag and one that I absolutely love. This bag is also from today's sponsor. This is my beautiful Teddy Blake bag. I thought this was the perfect place to talk about Teddy Blake. They are the embodiment of value for less. Teddy Blake has a dream team of Italian designers pitched from some of the most well-known luxury brands. They create beautiful designs for every style choice out there. This is my second Teddy Blake bag. It's the second time that I've worked with Teddy Blake. The first bag that I chose from them was the Ava in a light beige, and I remember choosing that bag and thinking that I wanted something that I wouldn't normally get for myself. It's a very structured bag. I typically go for blacks and browns, and this was in a light beige. So since it was being gifted to me, I thought I would branch out a little bit. As it turns out, that is like one of my go-to bags. I remember a few months ago, I was heading to a wedding shower and I was debating between bringing my Christian Dior Lady Delight bag and my Teddy Blake bag. And I remember looking back and forth at the two of them, and hands down, I went for the Teddy Blake bag. My Christian Dior is kind of over the top with branding and it just feels very loud to me now. And the Teddy Blake was just this timeless classic look, and I went for that, and I find myself going to my Teddy Blake bag over and over again. So I was so excited to be able to work with Teddy Blake again because they are at the perfect point right now, I think, in the fashion industry where people are sick of spending thousands of dollars on overpriced luxury handbags and sometimes not even getting the best quality. When I was selecting a bag this time around, I knew I wanted a practical tote bag that also looked a little luxurious, which is why I went for this beautiful Nina Croc in black. And what I also love about this, and the inspiration for this entire video, was the red liner in this bag. I just think it's so classy. I can throw this on with a pair of jeans. I can also put it with something that's much dressier. This is a beautiful Italian-made leather bag. It is Croco embossed leather with matching trim. It has a zip pocket on the side. The zipper quality is beautiful. Everything about this bag is luxurious. So let me just come in and show you this. I'm not competing with the sun so much either. You can put this simple clasp on any of the three options there. Depending on how many things you have in your tote bag, you can adjust that as needed, but look at the gorgeous detail. Now that I'm in close, I want to also show you the suede here. I came close to getting the camel, but the red interior got me on the black bag. What's great about Teddy Blake is you get the same beautiful Italian-made quality, but you don't get that $1,000 or $2,000 price tag tacked on to the price of this for one of those big fashion brand labels like Louis Vuitton. That bag that I showed you now retails for over $3,200. This bag you can get at Teddy Blake for under $450. That's almost 5 times less than the Louis Vuitton bag. You always know that you're going to get a fair price when you shop at Teddy Blake. There is somebody, and I can't remember his name right now, but I will put his link in the description. He deconstructs high-end bags and tells you what they're actually worth, like how much was spent in leather, whether or not you're like paying more for a brand or more for the quality of the pieces. And he deconstructed a Teddy Blake bag and his ratings were exceptional. And he said that you are getting a fair price, that it is a quality bag. Sometimes it's hard to watch him take a razor blade and cut through these luxury handbags, but I think it's really valuable to watch that type of video and know what you're actually paying for when you buy a luxury handbag. I will have a link in the description for you if you want to check out Teddy Blake. I highly recommend this brand, especially now during this quiet luxury boom where we're focusing more on the quality of the item and less on the logos. Even when I'm buying from the big fashion houses, I don't like the big logos anymore like I used to maybe 10 or 20 years ago. This is much more my style, and they offer something for everybody at Teddy Blake. So check out the link in the description. They are having some amazing Black Friday sales as well. Inside my Teddy Blake bag, I have some goodies. This bundle is around $900, including the Teddy Blake bag. And I think I accounted for $500 for the bag, just in case there's something else that you like at Teddy Blake. This is a little bit of a hack. This is my little red with the black. This is a pouch that I recently purchased at the Mont Blanc outlet in New York. This is another one of my workarounds. If there is a brand that you really love and you want to avoid some of the high prices, you can either shop secondhand or you can try to find an outlet. This is a little clutch that can double as a pen case. It's this beautiful red leather from Mont Blanc. It has a detachable wristlet strap here, and it's absolutely beautiful. So in here, I do have some pens, which I will show last because I want to share with you my planner. I was just at one of the Mont Blanc boutiques when I was in Orlando, and they had this cute little purse with a little round loop on top that you could actually slide your Mont Blanc pen into, and then it had a crossbody. And I thought, that is so adorable. Let me go see what that cost. It was $1,300 for that bag. And it seemed like a novel thing. Like, I don't know that I would really walk around with my pen hanging out, especially a Mont Blanc pen, because they're very expensive. I would prefer for them to be secure and in some sort of a case. But I thought the bag was really cute. I did not think the price tag was really cute. This, however, at the outlet, granted, there's not as much going on with a little pouch like this. This was $100 at the Mont Blanc outlet, maybe $110. I was really surprised by the affordability of this. I think this retailed for more in like $400 or $500 range, and I was able to get it new at the outlet for $100. If you can shop around, you can really save some money, especially through shopping at the outlets. So I thought this was a beautiful combination with my Teddy Blake bag, and inside, I would say that this is actually on the other end of the spectrum. This I would put more in the budget range. This I would put more in the luxe range, but I got this for much less. And this I just think is beautiful quality, so I decided to include it because this is also a croc design and it matches beautifully with this Teddy Blake. And I had this in mind too when I ordered this bag because I've been using this for quite some time. It might surprise you, but this brand is Moterm, which is a brand you can get on AliExpress. I have purchased all of my Moterm items on Amazon, I believe. Maybe I got one case way back when on AliExpress. I'm so sorry, I had the price right, the brand wrong. The brand is 7 Felicity. This was $49 on Amazon. I do have other Moterms, but this is not one. And this holds my B6 Sterling Ink Common Planner. And I have been in this all year long. I'm very likely going to be using this cover in 2025 as well. A really nice feature on these notebook covers is that it has this big pouch over here as well. So if you are someone who likes to bring some extra paper with you, you can slip a blotting paper in there. You can put your stickers in here. It's a really great feature in this notebook cover that I don't really utilize quite so much. I did have a couple Amazon gift cards in this credit card section over here and a couple stickers right there. Oh, I have more gift cards. This also features like a little side pocket here. I have some Starbucks gift cards. This is where I put all of my gift cards. So if I want to make a pen purchase and I don't want to use money, I go in here for my gift card stash from my birthdays and see what I can use. So I have a $50 Visa that I could use to get something. So I always keep that in my planner because that is usually what I'm spending my money on these days, is planning supplies and pens that I don't need. This is just such a great value. So you have your Moterm notebook cover, Mont Blanc, and Teddy Blake, and this is my mid-range combo, which is absolutely beautiful. Let's get to the pens. So I believe I gave myself a $300 budget for 2 pens in this range, and with that I came up with a couple of options, and I think there's some really great options. I had to include one of my tried and true favorite pens. This is my Pilot Vanishing Point in black matte. This was my first Vanishing Point. This is what made me fall in love with the Vanishing Point style. I have since purchased a few more, but this is like the tried and true. This is a quick drop pen. It's very practical. It's an everyday carry. I just absolutely love it. I usually keep a permanent ink in here like Platinum Carbon Black. When I do work in my Sterling ink, I try to keep my pages looking kind of nice. They're still minimal, but I use a little decoration. But the one consistent thing is I always use black ink in this notebook. And I just like it. I love it that it has the black cover. It's very streamlined, it's predictable, and I love the way it looks at the end of the year when I reflect back. So I thought that the black matte Vanishing Point was an obvious choice for this price range. Also, with this you get a gold nib as well, which my other selections in this price range are not gold nibs. You can find more budget-friendly gold nibs, and I think the Pilot Vanishing Point or the Pilot Decimo is a great place to start. Some of your Sailor Pro Gear Slims are also in that price range. The Pilot E95S is a great beginner 14 karat gold pen. Right now at Atlas, I know they're selling the Platinum 3776 and a lot of the beautiful jewel tones for $150, and that has a 14 karat gold nib. So you can get into a gold nib at the mid-range price. So I wanted to feature that. The other 3 pens that I am featuring for this price range do happen to be steel nibs. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Pelikan M200. This is in the golden barrel, and this is a demonstrator pen, which I thought was a nice one to talk about because when you're talking about any color palette, today obviously I'm using black and red, but any color palette you use will work when you're using a demonstrator pen. So this is a semi-transparent pen. It has like some golden flecks in there, and it almost has like a little bit of like a cloudiness to it. I was looking for my Asphine V20 for my budget pen because that is also a demonstrator. But the point of a demonstrator is you can make it your own. You can just put whatever ink in there, matches the vibe that you're going for, or matches a notebook or whatever you want, and there you have it. So I decided to put red in here, and this is also a higher end brand, but it's a steel nib, so you're getting the more economical choice. These range anywhere from like 100 to 200. You can often get them on sale for a steel nib. This was actually gifted to me, so I did not pay for this. Thank you, Olga. This is something that is often on special. I've seen quite a few M200s on Black Friday sales that you can get for under $150, and you can get into the brand to give it a try. This is my favorite pick for Black Friday. This Pelikan Copper Rose Gold is just $121.02 at Apple Boom. Plus, you'll get an additional 10% off if you use code FRIEND at checkout. This is a pen that I don't talk about too frequently, but I love this pen, Laban 325, and the color is called Snow. It's like cream and white. It's a very reliable, smooth writer. They sell it in a variety of colors. They actually have one in black and white that I think is gorgeous. What I love about the Laban 325 is it looks like a super luxurious pen. Sometimes you can spend a to $400 on a Sailor pen, and it's a little underwhelming because it's so simple. This is simple looking, even though the nib is fantastic. This is the opposite. I feel like this looks like an expensive pen, which is why I wanted to include it here if you're looking for a more luxe look. This is also a pen that is on special at Atlas for under $100. This is typically about $130. I think they're $98 on Atlas in a variety of colors. You can also get this with a 14 karat gold nib. Obviously it cost a lot more, but Laban 325 in snow I thought was beautiful. I also went with mostly pens that had gold tone trim because most of the bags that I'm sharing today, or at least my Teddy Blake, has the gold tone trim, which I think is beautiful. Last but not least, I had to talk about Esterbrook. I could have chosen quite a few pens from Esterbrook that fit into this category. Esterbrook is a good mid-range pen where you get a steel Jowo nib. One of my favorite pens. I have a collection of them. I talk about Esterbrook all the time. This is the Winter White. I also have the Raven, which is black matte, but since I featured my Pilot, I decided to share my white pen here. They also have a scarlet red. There are so many different colors from Esterbrook that would fit with my vibe for today. But I thought the white was a nice neutral with the gold trim. It would just be beautiful for this mid-range. So even though I only budgeted for 2 pens, I'm trying to give you a couple other options if you're looking in this particular bundle and this price point. So typically these mid-range pens, I would say, are between like $75 and $200. And sometimes you can get a gold nib, but most times in that price range, you're looking at a steel nib. Beautiful, right? Switching gears and switching my camera angle a little bit, we are going to talk about my third and final bundle, which is my budget bundle. This comes in at under $100 total. Huge contrast from the $5,000 plus luxury bundle, which is 25 times the cost of this. You can look classy at any level with your accessories, your pens, your notebooks, your handbags, and beyond. I did some research on this and I really wanted to get a leather bag, but in the end, if I wanted something to come in at under $100, including all of the accessories, my best bet as far as design and reviews went was going with something that was vegan leather. So there was a bag from Madewell that I fell in love with. I went to order it, and by the time I went to check out, it was sold out because it was one of their Black Friday leather bag specials. So places like Madewell, Everlane also has a beautiful tote bag for just a couple $100. Great pricing for Black Friday, but I felt like those bags were more of the mid-range tier, like the Teddy Blake bags. But there are so many good deals out there, and we now have the beauty of reviews. So I rely heavily on reviews, especially when I'm shopping on Amazon and places like that. This bag had a 4.3 star rating on Amazon, and they offer this in like 25 colors, and there are over 4,600 reviews. So I felt pretty comfortable with that. When I first looked at this tote, it was like $31 or $32. Then it went on sale for $27 for Black Friday, and then there was a coupon. This I thought was a great comparison to the Louis Vuitton bag as far as the size and structure of it, where my Teddy Blake bag was a little bit more of a relaxed look, and it was also more like a north-south type of tote bag instead of an east-west like this. But I loved the structure of this bag. I really loved the crisscross in the front. It really reminded me of quiet luxury. It seems to be really beautiful. This also has feet on the bottom, which my $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag does not, but I'm not bitter about that at all. And this was under $30, and I think it's really classy. I'm actually going to gift this to my sister-in-law as one of her holiday gifts. Still has the tags on it here. It's Love Vuk. It has a zipper in the center, and it has a little Velcro closure that you can put your laptop right in here. So this bag is made specifically for your laptop, as well as some of your other everyday needs. There's also like a little zipper on the back side here that would fit a cell phone really nicely. There's compartments on the inside. This is a really nice bag for what you're paying. I decided to go with a more luxury name pouch for this particular combo. Sometimes you can get smaller leather goods in a more luxurious brand or better quality items if you're going with smaller items. I decided to go with this engineer pouch from the Superior Labor. Now this cost about $40, but you get a lot of bang for your buck with one of these engineer pouches. Most of the time when I buy Superior Labor, I buy the color black because A, I love black, and B, I think with canvas, it's so easy for the lighter canvas to get marked up and dirty. In this case, I think I did pretty well because the base of it is that painted black, and then the canvas up here is pretty much protected from the elements. This really holds so much stuff. I keep a lot of my stickers and stamps and ephemera, memorabilia, and stuff like that from my travels, from my traveler's notebooks in here. I'm usually going into this pouch when I'm looking for some of my little enhancements. I have my sticker tweezers. I have a little ink stamp, which is really cute. Lots of goodies fit in here. One of the things that I love to use in my pouches when it comes to pen storage, I meant to mention this in my Mont Blanc red pouch for my mid-range. Galen Leather makes these incredible leather pen slots that you can use in a portable way. So they're sold inside some of their leather cases, but you can also buy them separately. On Atlas, they're sold for $19 and they come in every color that Galen Leather offers. I went ahead when I was at Stationery Fest and I picked up one of them in black, because sometimes if I have a loose pouch like this and I don't have a specific pen case with me, it's nice to just take 4 of my favorite pens or 4 of the pens that I want to travel with, pop them in the pen slots, and then throw them in a pouch like this. And then your pens are protected and secure. And you also save money by not having to buy the leather case that it goes in. I initially wanted to use this Superior Labor pen pouch with my budget friendly, but this actually sells for over $100. This was triple the price of my bag, but I was able to include the pouch instead because it's that much less expensive, and you get a lot more bang for your buck with one of the engineer pouches because so much can fit in here. And since my tote bag was pretty spacious, it was easy to just pop this in there and it fit really nicely. I couldn't do the budget-friendly bundle without having something with a pop of red. This is actually a case that came with a pen that was purchased in Japan. When my husband was out there in 2022, I think it was the Pilot Custom 823 and maybe one of the platinum pens that he bought. They gave him the choice to pick out a leather, I think it's leather, but it could be faux leather, single pen case. I actually fit 2 pens in here, but this actually is very economical, obviously. Rickshaw Bags also does a lot of single sleeve cases, and this is another economical way to protect your pens and not break the budget. And you can have fun colors like this red that goes really nicely in your bag. So let's talk about some budget pens. I'm sure many of you could predict that I was going to have my black Hongdian Black Forest pen in here. This has something outrageous, like 20,000 reviews. This pen is on sale. I mentioned in my previous video that the Hongdian pens are like $13 and change. They're typically $15 to $18 on Amazon. It's one of my best picks for economical pens under $20 that are super consistent. My daughter bought this off of Etsy and she had it personalized for me, so I'm sure she spent a little bit more money because she personalized it, but the writing experience was so good, and it doesn't have any branding that says that it's Hongdian, so I researched it. I Google Lensed it because I was using this pen and I couldn't believe how nice of a writer it was. So I researched it, I found out that it was Hongdian, and then the rest is history. So this is another pen that I frequently just keep inked up with platinum carbon, something that I can always just reach for if I know I need a permanent black pen. I couldn't mention great budget fountain pens without talking about TWSBIs. This is probably not the best selection for this category because I happened to grab my Smoke and Rose Gold Diamond 580, which is a more higher end TWSBI, but the basic TWSBI pens have great ink capacity and they retail for about $30. Now TWSBIs are not discounted pens, so that's really the best you're gonna get, and this is not a brand I would recommend getting on Amazon, or one I even frequently see on Amazon. You can get TWSBIs from all of your trusted retailers in the fountain pen community. I don't worry about them. I know if I'm going away for a week and I throw a TWSBI in my bag, It's going to be reliable. It's going to not run out of ink, provided I fill it before I go, and I'm going to have a good writing experience. So TWSBIs are fantastic. They come in at about $30. Depending on your budget, the Diamond 580s or like the minis can go upwards of about $80. The Ecos that have the specialty trims are about $49, $50, but that's your range. You have like the $32 price point, the $49, and then like the $84. But they all write incredibly well, and I love my TWSBIs more than ever. I used to not be a big TWSBI fan, but TWSBIs definitely have my heart in 2024. But also, if I'm going to talk about TWSBIs, I have to talk about my Kaweco Sport in this price range. This is a pen that my mom gave me last year for Christmas, and it's so special because it's from my mom. It's a beautiful, very bright red, very pretty, and I got, of course, the gold clip. I love the more vintage style clip for the Kawecos. I love this look. I think the clips make these feel so much more luxurious, and they're like $25 pens. You can get these anywhere. You can get them on Amazon. You can, of course, get them at all of the retailers. And it's nice because you can play with the clips. You can get silver clips, you can get the gold clips, you can get more modern. If you like that, you can get the vintage style, and they are fantastic and reliable and fun. One of the things I do with these all the time is I just clip them onto the elastic on my traveler's notebooks because they're very lightweight unless you have like one of the brass ones or the bronze. I never worry about my Kawecos. I have heard from people that their Kaweco nibs are not as reliable as some other pens, but I've had really good luck with my Kawecos. I have one extra fine that I did not have good luck with. But other than that, I have like 14 Kawecos and I love them all. So this is my final recommendation for your budget-friendly bundle for under $100, which includes a bag, a pouch, a pen case. Well, in this case, my pen case was free, so I kind of cheated on this, and 2 pens for under $100. So let's just go over this look now that the sun is finally down. I went ahead and poked some of the red things in there so you could see how this bag is. Now that the light is not blinding me, you can really see how nice that design is. Kind of looks like an envelope. It's really pretty. And then, of course, the Superior Labor was kind of my splurge for this bundle because this pouch actually cost more than the tote bag. But when you're looking into bundles and pricing, that's what I always do. Because I am an avid thrifter, I am known to wear like a Louis Vuitton bag with a pair of $2 thrifted pants. I love blending high and low price range things together. The thing that I'm always looking for is quality and style. Hopefully I delivered those to you today. Thanks again to Teddy Blake for sponsoring today's video. I will leave as many links as I can in the description on the products that I shared with you today, or maybe some that I recommended. I love the challenge of finding beautiful quality items that are stylish, that are more classic looking, not too trendy looking, things that will withstand the test of time, both in style, fashion, and in quality. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more from me. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of high-low comparison. If you're still here, thank you so much for hanging in there. Please give this video a thumbs up if you had a good time. I will be back soon with another video. I hope you guys are all enjoying the holiday season. I hope you're spending time with people you love, and I will see you soon in a new video. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.